This is Clix on the Barbie. Join us as we talk about Clix in Australia, current heroclix happenings, and a dash of meta. Welcome to Clix on the Barbie, episode 8. I'm Ben Jones, and with me I have Raphael, Let's Legacy Card Mangog Souza.
Hello.
And also we have with us tonight, we have Chris, still searching for his next game of heroclix, Rizzy.
How's it going?
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about games we've had in Australia over the last fortnight, seeing as we weren't able to record last week. We're going to just talk about a bit about our lives. We're going to look at 3 questions too many, and we're also going to ask you to tell me I'm wrong and talk a bit about the different game mechanics that have been added over the last 6 months to heroclix. And so, as we get the show underway, we'll turn on the gas and heat it up, and let's talk some clicks. Righto. So, how has everyone's time been? Is there anything anyone wishes to share with our heroclix community that's happened in their lives over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think I should probably start it off. I got 2 weeks off from work, which is great. The reason for getting the 2 weeks off is I had a baby girl.
Yay!
And yeah, wife and baby are both doing good. And yeah, no complaints. I'm getting my night's sleep. My wife's not. It's all good.
That's funny to share out. As long as she gets a chance to sleep occasionally, but yeah.
And my wife just gave me the finger because she's on the couch.
So she's listening too. I like it. But yeah, so already a father, so new fatherhood, all those things again that you've experienced last time, a little bit easier this time through, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's so much easier the second time around. It will be the last time. So
and the last time, I like it. Yep.
Yeah. This is the last kid I'm having, so can't do anymore.
That sounds good to me. Oh no, I stopped at 2 as well. 2 was enough. We thought just replenish ourselves from the earth, and that's fine. Oh, cool. Well, congratulations, Chris, and to your wife as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, another member for our world and our community, and maybe one day she'll learn to play heroclix as well, because Dad will teach her.
Well, I'm hoping so, because I got no one to play with, so I need to grow the community a little bit somehow.
That's it. We have to have our own kids to grow our own community. I like it.
Hey, did you look at your wife again, Chris, when talking about this? Like, I have no one to play with.
Yeah, that was the reason 9 months ago that I said we're having another kid. 100%.
Nice.
No, that's not the reason. Yeah.
What about you, Raph? How's your fortnight been? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you have anything else to add, Chris?
No, I got nothing else. I haven't done anything else other than clean house and change diapers, so that's all mine.
We are in lockdown, I think, since we last spoke. We still on lockdown here in New South Wales, so we can barely leave our homes. We can just go outside to exercise, and like just 2 people, I think, and we can go to supermarket just to buy food, and that's it. Basically, you cannot, stay around and or have friends. I think you're not even allowed to have friends at home at this stage. And so I'm missing my soccer a lot. I'm not playing soccer, but they are talking about releasing the lockdown stuff like next week or so, I think. So
okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
So, and I heard that Melbourne is also probably going under lockdown as well. So
yeah, Victoria is going to do a 5-day lockdown starting tonight at midnight.
In Adelaide, and Adelaide has You know,
We've
is on
separated
the
ourselves
risk
from the
is
rest of Australia. And
no, but there's like I heard there's like a risk. They're still evaluating. There was like a removal list from another, maybe from Melbourne or from here.
They came from Melbourne. Yeah. But yeah, it still feels pretty normal at the moment. We'll wait and see what happens. But
yeah, I'm okay. But that's it. Basically my week. My last 2 weeks were just locked inside home playing. I started playing Final Fantasy 14, so I'm leveling my character now. So that's basically what I'm doing whole time.
I understand the level grind. I totally understand that.
That's it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I guess for myself, I've been on holidays for the last 2 weeks, school holidays, which has been really nice just to sort of break away from work for a couple of weeks, watching TV, playing games, staying up late, and yeah, just enjoying, I guess, that time away from work. So that's always a great thing. And yeah, we've been trying to play heroclix whenever I can.
That's good.
Get some games in. So I've had some friendly games with mates who've come over and been around. Played an interesting game with a friend. We both had Carcassonne Revival in our team, and because it's friendly, we just sort of play to knock each other out. And yeah, so the Carcassonne Revival sort of kept on reviving everyone, and after 2.5 hours, we're sort of like, this is going nowhere, because we just kept on reviving, and it was good fun to play and good fun to see, but certainly something that I'll guess bring up a little bit later on about the Carcassonne Revival and what it sort of means. That was good fun. The other thing is we continue to be able to play at the shop because we're not in lockdown. So on Sunday we had a 500-point battle, so people just brought a 500-point team. We had 8 players for the day, which was really good. And yeah, we had 3 rounds. And I think Max, he came away with 3 wins. He was playing a close to Latveria theme team, but not quite. He had Prisoner of Planet Doom and Dr. Richards and just the uncommon Dr. Doom bots, and then he also had Daria Aga on his team, so it wasn't a theme team, it wasn't a Latveria theme team, it was just a team of characters, but he was able to roll for his Prisoner of Planet Doom. So it was just a really good, fun event for most people. One of our young players there, he got 2, he swept 2 teams, and so he finished off like 1,000 points. Everyone else was down around 400 points, but he only came second because Max won all 3 of his games. But it was great to see some of my younger kids coming through, or some of the, I guess, the younger players in the store coming through and learning strategies and learning how to just take people out. He also played the 275-point Superman from Wonder Woman, so I'm glad I didn't actually have to play him. I don't think my team would have survived either.
How old was he?
He would be 11, I think.
Oh, nice.
He's in this. Oh, hang on, no. Let's make that a bit more. He's probably 13. Yeah, so he was from my school. He's played. Well, I reckon he's played since year 4. So he's in his. Yeah, so he's like played for 4 years or so. But he's a really keen participant to come to shop and play, which has been really great to see. He's gone to high school now, so he's in year 7. Yeah, so he's gone to high school, and yeah, so he'll come to the shop quite regularly. Well, he comes to all our events and plays, and yeah, I got a message from his dad. He brought the Wonder Woman box set, the starter set. What's it called now? He got that this week, and so I got photos of him, pulling it all apart at his table. I basically got his unboxing, I guess.
Nice.
And he was really excited. So, and that's not a bad thing that you can.
So you can convince the kids, but you cannot convince their dads to play.
Well, we have got one dad and son that have joined us. And they were just sort of like. They just sort of saw the game and I thought, cool, let's give this a go. And dad's a gamer and his son's getting into it and loves the figures and stuff like that. So learning how to play with that, so that's good. And yeah, we're trying to get new people in and that whole discussion about how do you do that. So, but we are having events, and I think in the end we decided to sort of have maybe every try to go every fortnight and have just a friendly come and have some play, learn to play. Let's do some strategy stuff. So let's bring some of your clicks along that you've got. Let's look at how can we play better. I guess that is, things like, you could learn to TK someone up and then charge if you need to.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And
I've heard like once that they had some sort of like this thing in the US, like a coaching, that you have new people come to the store and that there's someone that like knows how to play that will actually teach you some strategies. So this is really nice.
Yeah, well, we were walking to the shop where we were actually going to get some food before going there, and I saw a guy, and he was actually walking across with the Wonder Woman strategy game under his arm, and Max was like, "That guy's got the Wonder Woman thing." I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder where." And then when we got to the shop, he was up there, and he was looking to learn how to play. And so for the hour before we started the event, I sort of sat there and ran through a game with him. We used a few pieces, and we said, well, they can do this and they can do that, just to sort of give them the feel about how to play. Didn't have to run through every power. Another person was there trying to start doing that. They're going, well, this is the first power. Here's leap climb. And I was going, look, let's just play and we can learn those things.
Yeah.
I think there's an art to teaching someone how to play the game as well. And so it's just that finding that balance. And he'd gone, oh yeah, it's a bit like when we play X-Wing and stuff like that. And I go, okay, cool. So you know about gaming. So I guess the good thing in the shop is that people who are looking at it know about gaming and understand some of the concepts behind it, which is good.
Yeah. Every time I try to teach the game to someone, I usually ruin everything. So I'm not really good at teaching the game. I was like, okay, now I do this and I kill you, and the person, okay, it's not fun.
I generally make sure that I don't win. That I don't win that game, but I'm teaching someone to play. Okay. And my thing is, I usually run my things out into a position where I would not play in general, but it gives them a chance to, okay, well, you could move here and you could shoot him, or you could run up and punch him. And so I give them those opportunities to have that look, especially the kids. That's one of the things I found, and it's not going on my win-loss record. I don't really care. Only times I'm really caring if I'm winning matches is at nationals, and that's.
No, it's because like usually when I try to teach someone's, like, for example, my brother, and then there's always this like brother to brother stuff, like competition, like I want to beat you always. So I try to teach my brother, so this is heroclix, and then I kill you, and he's like, okay, this is not fun. I lost.
Certainly try to make it as friendly as I possibly can, at least try to get them into the game. Once they're playing a tournament, then I can go around and kill them, but yeah, try to keep it friendly. Anyhow, that's so that, I guess we're still playing and we're looking at some strategy. I guess a strategy session, and then the next fortnight would be a 300-point game. Sort of going to stick the 300-point for a while, keep that practice in. Because I know, looking at the collections that people have, like, one guy's got a couple Venom Doctor Strangers in his thing, and I'm going, wow, that's awesome. He's got Doppelganger and things like that. Another guy's got, pulled Prime Giganta, and he's got a Susan Richards, and so I've got some really good figures that they could use. It's just then telling them, well, you could use it like this, or you could use it like that. And it'd be good to continue to build that level so that they feel so we feel confident that we can play some really strong teams every time.
Yep.
So so I guess play is still going on here until we're told we're not allowed to.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you play anything else?
Yeah, I played Bobby in the
Oh, nice.
I think we've changed name now to the virtual. What did we change name?
The virtual
Australia virtual.
Yes. So I played Bobby in my round 2 match in that. Bobby got the win, but we just had a really fun game. I think there was like 7 Gigantas on the map. So we both had a Prime Giganta, and I had had one of the regular ones, and I think he's got 4 on his team, and so lots of good fun. I put my prime gigant out there, and he was outwitting the defense, but rolling that 6-footer Wonder Woman 2 or 3 times in a row, it always feels good. So that was a good fun game, but he got me in the end. I just couldn't do enough damage to take people out, and that Felix Forst is really painful to play against, so that was a good pick for people who picked him for that. Because man, I went, okay, I'm gonna roll for you. No, you take click of damage. Oh, no.
That thing is fun, but also too random for me. I think I like it as a fun game and fun stuff, but it's just like if you're playing competitive, it's just too random. You prop and then said, oh, let's see if you can prop. I don't know. I just feel it's too random.
Yeah, and I think that's why it just sort of sits as, I guess, as tier A.
Yeah,
maybe not
okay.
quite tier S, because
makes sense. Yeah.
Because you can't guarantee it.
Yep.
But it was a good fun game, and I'm looking forward to my round 3 match, which I think I'm playing Darren at some stage. We've got to work it out. But yeah, so that's I guess that's me and my life and playing games here. I'm guessing with people not being able to move out, that gaming hasn't occurred up your way too much. And Chris with a new baby hasn't had.
Yeah, I gotta say sorry because the baby's just losing it right now. I don't know if
that's okay. That's fine.
If you need to go for some reason, just let us know, okay, Chris? That's fine as well.
No, the wife has got her. It's all good.
Okay.
You guys might hear the crying.
Okay,
it's either the baby or since I haven't played the game in so long. Yeah.
It wasn't you. Going, no, I haven't played. Yeah, so, man, I just wish I could come over and give you a game. But I might have to.
Yeah.
One day we'll get there. Okay, so I guess that's our lives and how things going and games that we've been playing. So
I played Barbie as well for the third round, I think. Yeah. We played already our game this week.
How'd you go?
So it was something similar to what you said. It was basically like a lot of gigantas, because like I had 2 and he had more like 4, I think. We both had Faust. So it was quite crazy, like Faust versus Faust, like, let me try to outwit. Okay, let me try to probe that, So it was like kind of like a crazy Faust stuff. And what happened was that, that discussion that we had over the Facebook Messenger stuff? Was about
how far back do you go?
Yes, that's it. So this happened. Sorry, just give me a sec. Okay, this happened in our game, and so what happened was like basically Bobby attacked me. I had Faust, but I had the Wonder Woman wings. Okay. You know that wings that gives you
vulnerability?
Yes,
invulnerability.
Correct. Yes, that's the one. Yep. So I had that one on Faust, and Bobby attacked me, and I missed super senses. Okay, so he was attacking me for 4 damage with Giganta, and I said, okay, I will take 4, and then he attacked me again with another Giganta, and for more 4. I said, okay, my guy is gone. But after exactly that moment, I realized, okay, I have the wings with Invo. And since the game was like sort of like friendly, he accepted. He said, that's fine. Like, just come back and you take 4 damage. Like... But in the end, because it was like a friendly game, right? But then the whole like discussion came after this, when I decided to post on Facebook, like, what would you do if it was a real competitive game? And you just realize after this, so there were 2 different actions. what would you do in this situation? So that's basically like what happened for us. I think this was a game changer, to be honest, because he allowed me to go back and Faust was still alive. So in this situation, like I was able to kill his Faust and he was not able to kill my Faust. So I was in advantage at that stage. But everything changed, because of the Invu. I don't even know if we both remember about Invu in the beginning, if he would attack me a second time or even the first time. So that's the whole stuff that we discussed. So
having to go back, does it change actually? Yeah, if I knew that beforehand, there's a whole thing about making sure you know your powers, making sure others know what you're doing, and things like that. And I think for most of us, we're in a pretty friendly environment, and we want the game to play as it should play. Forgetting things can be and we do. And I know many times I've gone, I forgot that, damn it. Oh, that's my fault, I forgot that. And with some people quite willing to go, I forgot that. Hey, I forgot this here. And most people go, oh, okay, yep, let's go back, we can do that. As long as it's not like 2 turns later, I had that. And if it's an action or 2, if it's sort of during that turn, generally you look at it and go, well, we could and as long as if I go, I had invulnerability, go, well, let's go back and do that all again, or whatever it is. It depends on how much it messes it up.
Yep.
But it can change the state of the game.
Yes.
As well,
so basically, so that's basically like where the whole discussion came, and I started asking like, what if we had a judge, and then it comes to a judge and said, oh, judge, that happened. What would you do? Because of course, the other player, if it was like a real game that is competitive, the other player will not want this to kind of return. But let's say we call a judge, right? How should the judge, rule in this situation? And what I've heard that most of the guys that are judges from big events, from WizKids judges on the Facebook page, they said that you have to keep the state of the game. So you have to keep the game as correct as possible. So probably the best case scenario would be okay, you forgot on the first attack, but then there's a second attack that happened, and then you remember after that. So in that case, you should take 4 for the first attack, and then probably just 2 because you just remember after that attack. Say that, okay, that's fine. I would be fine with that.
Yeah. So that goes to what I was saying is once you click that dial, that means you can't go back. Is how I learned 10 years ago, because I was playing Smoky Foot Cap, and then I remember I had the power, I forgot to roll for it, I got KO'd. I went to the other guy, I'm like, dude, I forgot, and he's like, too bad, you already clicked the dial. So that's the way it was. So it all depends on exactly the way you just said it, Raph, was perfect. Where you take the 4 damage and then you have the 2.
The situation is you've taken the 4 damage, and the second one, oh no, and then you look at the card and go, oh no, it's been carried, and you look, oh no, I had invulnerability.
Yes.
Oh.
That was basically it,
And then I'd go, well, the first one's already gone through, so it's the second one, just take 2 instead of 4, and let's move forward from there. That's how I would have ruled it.
Yeah.
And
that sounds like the correct way to go. In the end, I think Bobby allowed me to kind of take just 4, not even both considering Invu. So because we were more in that friendly environment. So.
But then you also got to think that if you were to rewind it, and then he rolls for his attack again, and he misses the first time and misses the second time.
Oh yeah,
that just throws everything out of whack, right? So
no, but we didn't even we considered that he got the attacks, and I even missed my senses. We didn't even discuss about re-rolling or rolling senses again. We only considered the Invu. Said, okay, I will reduce 2, and then I will reduce 2 again. You don't roll again. I don't roll senses again. that just consider you hit me twice with the invu. That's it.
Oh, okay. I see how you replayed it then. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my game. But I think like in the end, it was fun as well. And the punch, like.
And lots of gigantes to punch around, which is really good.
Lots of gigantes. Yeah.
So no, cool. I like it. It's good to get in and keep that playing. And look, in the end, we're all here to play for fun, and we all want to enjoy it, and we want to get the best experience we can out of it. I know. I was playing, and I moved my figure, and I was like, oh no, actually, can I move? I just want to move it to this here. No, you can't move it all. That's. And like, no, you can't move it all. I said, are you sure you want to play it like that? Yep. No, you can't move it. You've taken your hand off of it. That's fine. And then it attacked. I rolled shape change and got shape change, and he didn't hit me. And then, and he's looking at his card and goes, "Oh, I've got Battle Fury." And I said, "Yeah, that goes through shape change." Oh, that means it would have gone through my shape. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't go back now because you set that standard. And I was like, it's like, but that's, but. And I said, yeah. Okay, we could have gone back if I was able just to move that piece there. Like, so, and again, it comes down to how hard ass you want to be about it, I guess. And
yeah.
So, we want to just have fun. And
I'm pretty flexible. Like even if we, let's say even nets, like I wouldn't really, to be really, really honest, I wouldn't matter to allow someone to kind of rewind if nothing happened. So let's say the person moved the piece in a place, and then he realized, oh, okay, I cannot move here. So let me take this back. Say, that's fine. You did nothing yet. It's not like chess, that you touched a piece and I say, oh, now you can move back. Like, it's just like sometimes you just need to put the piece there to see like, oh, okay, this position is good, so I will stay here. So if you just did one thing and didn't do anything else, that should be fine, Otherwise, what people can do, and I see a lot of people doing this, you can plan everything with chips, like you just put the poker chips in places, but then you're spending like a lot of time with the planning stuff that would be even quicker if you just allow the person to return, so it's just like, I would say, yeah, that's fine, just rewind, that's fine,
I think in my experience at Nationals, everyone's pretty friendly. We want to win, but everyone's pretty friendly.
Yeah.
And they'll give advice. I know I've done it against other people, and other people have done it to me. Oh, did you know you could do this with that thing? Oh, right, yeah, I forgot that. And,
of course.
And look, we're here just to...
Yeah.
As I say, in Australia, we don't get together very often to play, and so when we get together, it's not worth us being nasty to each other. We might as well enjoy our time together. So
I agree with you.
That's what it's about.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, so that's games, and that's, I guess, our lives a little bit as well. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Chris, if you want to lead the 3 questions too many and take it away.
3 questions too many. So this is where we have 3 questions, 2 usually center around heroclix, and the third one is just basically a random question that I come up with, or the wife comes up with. Actually, the first one, my wife actually came up with, so that's pretty good. Number 1, what character do you feel is worth more points than labeled? So Raph, what do you figure?
More points than labeled. I think, let me just make sure I think it's Black Panther. ABPI Black Panther, the Prime one. Let me see. No, not that one. Wait, there's a Black Panther. Black Panther, the one that you can pick powers. Which one is that?
That's the chase one. That's the chase from.
Which set's that?
I think it might be.
Oh yeah, 6-1. Oh yeah, 150 points pick a power. I like this figure so much. I really wanted to play that. But for 150 points, it's like hurts,
Is that from Secret Wars Battle World?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes, the 61. Yeah. Like 150 points really hurt,
So are you saying that he should be less points or more points?
Less points.
Well, so the way I worded it was that it would be more points. So let's say you had
so
Dark Phoenix. She would be worth 60 or 70 points given what she does.
Okay, I see.
That's what I meant by that question. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I would just leave Dark Phoenix for someone else. I will say, probably. Let me see.
GOG was underpriced.
Q, I think Q for 30 points. Yep. Q for 30 points. Yeah, he just do too much for 30 points, I think.
You know, down that line, I say Trelane from Star Trek, original series.
Yeah. I like that one.
He could do the same stuff, and it was full board control. It wasn't just within 6, I think is what Q does, right?
Yes, 8. I think Q is 8.
8. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I like
that's that's not the one I picked. We'll go to Ben for his pick on what he figures would be his.
Okay. I had trouble because I think I'm liking it as they change the point values and just giving them just get so much more value for your points. I think I'm going to go with the Mad Thinker Prime. So he's from the Future Foundations, and I think he's undercosted because the way where are we? Find him again. Because he has the opportunity to go to the normal one as well. So he's got this really long dial for 40 points. So he's 40 points. He already's got 6 clicks of life.
Yeah.
And then when he'd be KO'd, you may replace him with the Mad Thinker on his red style, and a red, so he then all of a sudden gets more life. So it's in some ways, I've heard someone say it's like he's got the living legend because he gets to come back.
Yeah, he's nice.
And he's just really good value. So he's really good value for 40 points. So I think he should be probably costed a little bit more. But I do like the fact that he has, he's got enough. He's a robot. He's got probability control. All range and across the map for robots. So robots. He's a great on a robot team.
Yep.
So I think he should probably be a little bit more than 40.
Yeah.
Especially what is it? 8 clicks of life in the end.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I found another one that's really undercosted. I think it's the Atom. The Atom does too much for 40 points as well.
Atom from the Justice League set.
Yeah, because it's so boring. Because every time Daniel plays that stuff, he comes with like 2 atoms, micron, everything's like just 40, 50 points. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna spend like outwit on your senses. I have to hit a 19 just to get like 40 points.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably that one as well.
Cool.
That's just because what it can do.
Yep, exactly.
It can be.
It comes keeps coming place. Like you cross the map and it still can punch. I said, "Oh, come on! You were, crossing the map. This is like place, You got place it. You cannot attack, Anyway.
Yeah, 40 points, 4 clicks, but it's the outwit perplex. Outwit perplex.
Yeah.
Being able to be just moved and then attack.
Yeah, and senses, right? 19 senses as well.
Precision strike, so
it's too much. Doing like 3 or 4 damage, like if you have an object, so it's just like a lot.
Well, even is still at range +1 for tiny characters, so he'd be at a 20 for range attacks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
Yeah, so there are a few probably undercosted figures. Not that we're complaining at all. I guess the more we can fit on a team, the better. But
nope.
That was mine was Mad Thinker. We had Adam, the Q, Trelane.
Yeah,
and
my pick was Astronomer from Black Panther and the Illuminati, because he's got the improved targeting for elevating and hindering. He's got prob. He's got TK, and he can use it up to two times.
Double TK,
Yeah. And if you TK someone with Power Cosmic or the keyword, they get +1 defense. Like, you put a gem on him for 5 points, so that's 80 points. I think he should be probably a 110, 120 is what I would probably put him at. So that's my figure that I'm going with.
The 11 range on him.
Yeah, he's good. He's scary. The only thing about him that I don't like is the lack of move and attack. So
yeah, the thing with that is he's got enough range that he can shoot through the elevated and hindering and just ping you, right? So
yep.
If you can get some way to get improved targeting for blocking, that'd be even better. But yeah,
right.
That was my choice. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
It's interesting that he is still in modern and he is that good. And you think he comes equipped for 5 points with the power gem, making him like a 12 attack, 5 damage shooting through everything, TK twice.
Yeah,
and still you don't see him on teams.
Yeah. But I think that could be changing soon with the Empire set coming out and X-Men being in space and stuff, more cosmic stuff.
More cosmic stuff.
You never know, he could make a comeback.
Because he's still there, isn't he? I look at that and go, more likely the other person's got equipment on their team, so he starts with invulnerability as well, and he's still really good. He's really, really good. So, okay. I guess I'm breaking out my astronomer again sometime soon. Okay, so yeah, that's a really great pick, Chris.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so we're going to be talking about mechanics later in the podcast here. So, my second question, number 2, is what was your favorite resource from Power Time? So I'm looking for rings from the Invincible Iron Man, power batteries from War of Light, gauntlet from the Infinity Challenge, just stuff like that. What would be your guys' favorites? So Ben.
So I guess I've played through all those. So I think in the end, my favorite go-to piece was the Orange Lantern, Lantern battery, because that was just that and Ophidian. Gotten obviously a like for the Orange Lanterns, and so that one I always really enjoyed being able to just. I think it was take powers. I can't even remember now what it did, but it was valuable for what it helped me to. I think get to a 4th in nationals one year, and it was I really enjoyed playing that. And I will say I have enjoyed playing the Infinity Gauntlet, and I generally have played it on a zombie, like the zombie team with a Franken Castle, because it gave him the chance to push and things like that. But the orange battery for me, I just think what it could do, opportunities it gave the character who was powered by the battery was really good.
Awesome.
So that was my fave. That was the one that sits in a special container by itself with all the orange lanterns. The other lanterns are in a box somewhere. So So yes, that was my
Raph, what about? Okay, Raph, what was yours?
I don't play long enough, to kind of like play all this stuff. But even without playing, I like the batteries definitely. So I have I think almost all of them. I never played any of them, but I have almost all. If not all, I think complete the complete set with everything, all the constructs and everything. Yes,
black and white.
Yep. And nice. I think I would play. So when I started thinking about playing batteries and golden age stuff, I was thinking about. I saw one of the guy from Majestics. Patrick, I think he was streaming one of his games, and he was playing the purple battery, so like indigo battery, right? So it's called indigo, isn't it?
Yep.
And
it
I
is. Yeah.
think I kind of like his strategy. So I would
definitely battery was pretty good.
Yeah, I would probably go with that one if I have to build something for Golden Age. I would go with that indigo battery, I would say.
Nice. So no ID cards for you, man?
If it's from a recent past, I would say ID cards, right? Like very recent.
So the round tables.
Yeah.
The Quinjet, the Blackbird.
X-Men, yeah, definitely X-Men. Yeah, I think it's the only one that I have played, so I would go with X-Men. X-Men ID cards is the most recent from the past stuff that I played. Resources was the ID cards from X-Men.
Okay. Cool. For mine, I gotta say I like playing the Gauntlet. It was actually sort of easy to learn. That I could actually do it kind of quickly and figure out what I was doing. Most of the other stuff, like power batteries, I get bored reading, is what it was. So that Quinjet, the power plant with the rings, that was just all too much. Or the hammers, the hammers were the worst, I think, out of everything.
But they were certainly the most broken, I thought. They just
+2 attack for everything you do. It's like, okay. And you get Quake. Thanks.
And that's when you could multiple Quake someone, and so you had all the vampires, and then you're healing. Like, cool, I'm going to drop a hammer here and bang and heal my vampire up to its top click. That was just messy.
Yeah, 100%. So Gauntlet was my one that I like to play. So
it is like 10 points only.
Gauntlet was 30 points.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With all the gems and stuff on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to add all this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 5 points per gem and 15 points for 10 points for the actual Gauntlet, and then 10 points each for each gem. So I can't remember. It's been so long.
40 points. Yeah, total. Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
all right.
It was good fun. And for their first piece of game equipment that came out, it was. I thought they did a pretty good job of it. And did you play through that event where you played each of the weeks, Chris, to get the Gauntlet when you played?
No, I was working at the time, and I think I got to a few of them, but luckily I was able to grab everything and play it all at once. So.
And that was the events were really good fun to play in as they went through and looked at all the different each week or each time we played for a different gem, or everyone got a gem because there were so many. But that was good fun. I actually really enjoyed that.
Good.
So go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just looking up about the orange battery again. There is lots of reading, so isn't there? I can't remember.
Yeah, there is.
I guess it's one of those things. You just learn how to play it, and you just kept playing it, and that's I think that's always what ended up for me. I just learned, okay, this is what I got to do with this one. Cool.
See, I like playing. It was from the Trinity War set. It was the Book of not the Book of the Skulls. It was this. I can't even remember. It was the Sin one or whatever.
Stone of Eternity.
It was that one that I like playing. That was pretty good. But we'll move on.
Yes, we could talk about these for ages because I'm going to go pull them.
There's been so many. That's crazy. All right. What video game or board game gave you the best time? I'll go quickly first. There's 2 video games for me. It's Final Fantasy VII and World of Warcraft. I put many, 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 many hours of my life into them, and they're always good. Final Fantasy VII, I've never finished, and I must have played it, I'd say, close to 400 hours altogether, 500 hours. I've never finished it because I always restart and go through it all again.
Restart. And is it restart because you weren't happy with how you went through it the first time, that previous time, or restart just because you just love playing it from the start?
No, I'd get 50 hours in, and then I'd be like, "What am I doing with my life?" And then I'd be like, "Okay, move on to something else." And then I'd come back and be like, "I don't like how this is going," so I'd just start back over again, work through everything, and get to the 50-hour mark again, and be like, "Why did I come back into this hole?"
I like it. That's good. That feels very familiar.
Yeah. So that was me. And World of Warcraft, that game is awesome, and I'm looking to get back into it soon if I can get a new computer and stuff going. But yeah, that's my 2 video games. And for board game, I'd have to say my favorite was Gloomhaven with some of the friends I had back in Canada, Jared, James, and couple other guys. So yeah, that was my favorite.
Nice. Gloomhaven.
Yeah, Gloomhaven is fun. It's really nice. So you guys played like the board game, right? Like a campaign and stuff, right? Gloomhaven.
Yeah. We did.
I do have this game. I'm actually through a campaign with a friend, so. But we shifted from the board game, the actual board game, to the computer game. So because they did like a pretty good job doing the digital version of the board game.
Did they?
And it's still it's via Steam. So with this lockdown and stuff, we just shifted from the board game to the virtual game, like
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's something I want to get into. My MacBook, it's from 2009 or 2008, so it's too old to do anything nowadays.
Nice.
So, so those are my 2 that gave me the best time. What about you, Ben?
So for myself, and I was thinking about a video game, so I will go, I guess, back to the one that always goes back to is Skyrim. I do really enjoy playing Skyrim, and I've been watching my wife play Zelda Breath of the Wild over the holidays, and I watched it for like 2 days, and I just thought, wow, okay, I've got to get back into playing Skyrim. So I have done that over the last week of my holidays, so I've had the opportunity to do that. So Skyrim's one I just can go back to, and sometimes if I had a bad day, I could just go and turn it on and just go through a town and take people out and go kill dragons or whatever it is. And then I could reset and start again. It's certainly got one of the best startings of a game I've ever played. So I really enjoy the start of it. It starts really well. And so that's Skyrim for me. That's on a personal note. As a family, we do enjoy Mario Kart and getting stuck into each other playing that. So that's always good fun. For a board game, the board game we've been enjoying of late is a board game called Carcassonne. It's a builder. You got to sort of really put tiles down and you build cities, and it's about earning points as you go along, and then you get to add up all your points at the end as well. And it's just different every time because how you put your tiles down, you're just sort of picking them up at random and then putting your tile down, and so the board is always different. And I've enjoyed playing that as a family or with my wife and things like that. So yeah, we've got a big cupboard full of board games, but that's the one I'm sort of been trying to pull out when hey, everyone play board game? Yeah, let's play Carcassonne. Let's do it. So
that's pretty quick game too, right? Like 20 minutes to half an hour.
Yeah, it's about half an hour, so you can sit down and play it, and then cool, we go on and do something else. So yeah, nice. It is good fun like that.
Yeah, that is a good game.
Yeah.
What about you, Raph? What you said you were being secretive about your video game that you want to talk about, and it's not Final Fantasy 14, so.
And like incredibly enough, it is World of Warcraft as well. I didn't tell you, but I just shifted from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy 14. After like 15 years playing World of Warcraft, like I was a little bit like tired. I still have my active subscription of the game, so I'm max level in the last like Shadowlands and stuff.
Okay.
But it's just like too many years playing the same game that you just want to try something else. And then one of my favorite streamers that is like Asmongold just shifted. He is like one of the biggest streamers for like World of Warcraft, and he now just started playing Final Fantasy. So I think I got hyped by watching him playing Final Fantasy, and I one day I decided to say, oh, I wanna like go in the live streaming with this guy, and he was playing, and I was like just jumping behind him, like while he was streaming. I stayed up to 3 a.m. here in Australia because he's in the US, and I said I'm gonna go and I'm gonna jump but below him, like and I started jumping and taking screenshots. Yes, I got in his stream, like, and that's I'm having fun with Final Fantasy 14, but yeah, definitely World of Warcraft, like 15 years playing, like almost since the beginning. I had some good memories of playing that game. That's like, but like if I had to pick like a video game, I would go with, like, I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the first video games was like Atari. Do you remember this one? Yeah. So this one brings me like good memories from the past, because there was a time like I still could play with my dad, because my dad stopped in the Atari, like he didn't follow the next ones, like so because that one was just like a stick and a button, so he was able to play that one. So we played a lot of like Heverhide and like a lot of that stuff. That was like lots of fun. So that's something that brings me like good memories, is that like the old school Atari.
Nice.
Yeah, and for, let's say, board game, I have almost all the top games from Board Game Geek, and like I have like a wardrobe full of board games, but I still kind of like nostalgic as well from one game from the past that is called Scotland Yard, because I have that family feelings. Do you remember this one? So it's like
Ben knows this one.
Scotland Yard is something awesome. You have to kind of like go for clues and solve some mysteries and this kind of stuff. So the game's like so family oriented and so nice to play with the family. So like I like that game a lot, and I remember like playing with family and stuff. So that's like one of the games that I kind of like.
That's the one where you have to trap. You got to catch the criminal.
Yes.
There's the policeman, and then there's the criminal, and he gets to hide with where he's moving, but the policeman sort of that's good fun. My friend gets heart palpitations when she's the criminal in that, because she gets so nervous that she's going to get caught.
Yeah. I think that, like the criminal moves in secret, and then criminal needs to appear from time to time, and then he just disappears. Like it's one round, he appears and disappears, and people have to, I'm gonna use taxi, I'm gonna use bus, I'm gonna use subway, and then try to kind of like step into the head of the criminals, something like this.
That is a really fun one. That's a good choice.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay. Well, and so that's 3 questions too many. Thanks, Chris, for leading that one. That's it's always interesting to see. I was really intrigued by what piece we thought were undercosted. So that was. I'm gonna have to go back to that astronomer. You've got me excited for the astronomer again. So that's I'll be back into that. I guess for the last little part, just want to look at the new mechanics that have been introduced into this game of heroclix over the last 6 months. And that we've had a few, I think 4 or 5 different kinds of mechanics, and they're looking at adding some more things in with the Ryzen 4. We get the rally die added in, and then I think in Empire they're looking at the salvage mechanic as well. And so I wanted to get your guys' opinions on some of these mechanics, and if you've had a chance to play them, if you've enjoyed playing, if you think they're good or whether you think they're bad. That was my thinking on this. So let's. When I go back, I think about the Fantastic Four set. When the Fantastic Four set came in, they introduced the sidekicks and the captains. Have you guys had a chance to play?
Allies.
And the allies, so the sideline active allies, and just having allies on your team. You guys had a chance to use any of those, or have you thought that they're valuable? Or just in general, if you haven't even had a chance to use them, have you had a look at them and thought what's good and what's not? So let's look at that. So sidekicks and captains, and they're in Wonder Woman as well, and they were in the Future Foundations. I've noticed that it's not in any of the X-Men sets, the sidekicks and captains. So I was really intrigued by that, and maybe might get some in future sets, but we'll have to wait and see. Have you used them? Raph, have you ever used the sidekicks, captains, the sideline active allies?
Yeah, you know, like as Chris just mentioned it a few minutes ago about being lazy about reading about batteries. I'm quite lazy about like this captain and sidekick stuff, because it's like, oh, captains and then allies and then sidekicks. Just like, thought it was too much stuff to read, and I didn't get like really excited about this. I played a game against Bobby, and he tried like a trick where you send out a sidekick, and captains keep giving him action to move and keep moving, and then the sidekick will cross the board. I think it's like the thing can be like a sidekick, you know, and then you just cross the board, and after that you are able to still punch, you know. So
the thing robot can be controlled by sidekicks, and so a sidekick can give it either.
No, I think who can control is the captain or the ally or sidekick.
But it's the sidekicks, because it's this little kids have the little remote control for the thing robot. So one of them you can use. So you can give an action to a sidekick to give the thing robot a move action.
Yes,
you can
that's
give
it.
an action to a sidekick to give the thing robot a attack.
Yes,
and then so basically you could get.
And then it's 10 for 4, right? 10 for 4.
They're pretty beefy for 20 points.
Yeah, so that's what Bobby did. So he moved, I think, 2. So he TK, gave the action to the something, and then in the end, the thing robot was just like on my side of the board. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know if I really like it, this mechanic specifically. So I didn't get hyped about this one.
So more of a friendly kind of mechanic, more so than maybe a high competitive mechanic.
Yeah, I like the other ones. Like when we discussed the other ones, like mainly I think the Carcassonne Revival, I see potential, but this one I kind of like didn't get into it, to be really honest.
Chris, you've probably seen them, but have you got any thoughts on them?
I think I played against them once, and I don't know, I didn't really care for it. But again, the way I figure it is there's just too many mechanics out there to
too much
to make a clear game out of it. So that's what my thoughts are. It feels like they're, with the new rule set, they were trying to dumb everything down, but then they keep adding stuff that it just keeps on compounding. You got points that you can win. You got rally dice. They got to slow it down and spread it out a little bit more. So that's I thought it was okay, but I'm not going to be looking for a sidekick to play with something.
And I think that's the thing. I think it's more of a hey, playing the home game here, and this looks like good fun to play, but it's not super competitive. I was probably, if anything, I'll come back to my enjoyment of Ares at the moment. Not that I've played him, but I just really he's an ally, and he adds one. So I think the allies are really interesting if you can pick the right one, because you can have either cosmic or Ares is soldier, and like the high evolutionary is cosmic, and they got a few, but it's only adds one to your sidekick's attack against them, and most sidekicks aren't packing too much of a punch anyway because they're one sidekick. So I've had a chance to use some, I guess, opportunist type things. I had Dr. Poison on my team. Poison, yeah, and she's able to give a sidekick poison. And I was fortunate enough to be playing against the Jokers, and I could have a German soldier next to a Joker who was just poisoning him rather than having to attack. I think it was more opportunistic than well planned. Yeah,
and it looks like there's a sort of I mean, just because it quite get confusing, people might not understand what's going on. That's what I don't like. That's basically what I don't like about this, and probably that's what Chris is talking about. So that other mechanics get so confused that you had to figure out first what's going on. Like instead of like just playing the game and taking care of the figures, you have to sort out what's going on. So when I, for example, play Daniel and he's playing like those like Justice League stuff, there's so much stuff going on that for me to be able to beat him, I have to like lose like terribly. Like I lose like, okay, he destroys me, right? But then I have to go and think about it. Oh, that's what's happening. Because he's just like, okay, I swap this Wonder Woman for the other Wonder Woman. They swap the objects for the other objects. I will incap you for free. I will incap you for free. I will, use these other wings and etc. So it's like so much stuff going on.
There is there.
Like
a lot of stuff that's happening, and you're going, "Oh, what's going on?" So you have to sometimes lose to it to sit back and go, "Okay, what actually happened?" I'll look at it and go, "Okay, what can I do better against it?"
Exactly, that's it. So I just think it's like too much stuff going on that you lose a little bit of focus on the game, or you either okay, that gotcha moment. Gotcha. I have this trick. Okay, that's fun. Do you want to play like by yourself? Just go ahead and do all your stuff, because like that's what happened. Like Daniel, the first time we played, he kept incapping my whole team the whole game, and I said, okay, like just play by yourself. Like I have nothing to do.
Yeah, and we all like to keep those little tricks up our sleeve.
Yep.
and surprise someone. But when you don't get to do anything, it's not great fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's and I guess
it's like Vulture, it's Vulture. Like when Vulture comes up first, okay, I will wipe out your team, and say, okay, so you just play it like for 20 minutes alone, and you wipe it out my team. So how's that fun,
We come back around to that. Okay, so I'm going to go with this. Psychics, captains, and allies. Let's give them a rating out of 5. What would you guys rate it? 1 being poor, 5 being awesome, 3 being in the middle.
3, meh.
2.
3 for you.
2.
Yeah, I sit on a 3. I've enjoyed playing it for fun games, but I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
Especially if you've got some psychics on your team and you're going, oh, I'm gonna put these on my sideline, so I got a chance to maybe if they play a cosmic person, it's just taking up space on my sideline. That's more valuable.
Too much space. Yep.
Okay, so there's that. What about mission points? Were also introduced with the future foundations. What is your opinion on mission points and the characters and the mission point wins? Do you think it's people would be able to get 20 mission points in a game? That would be my first question I have. So, do you think mission points is a valuable strategy? We're getting a few more characters that have come out in Wonder Woman with mission point opportunities as well, but there's not that many out there. What do you think about mission points? Chris,
yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. Or is it too much reading again?
Well, 100% it's too much reading because it always is. No, if it doesn't come in a paragraph that only has 3 sentences, it's too much reading. It's a different way to try to win, but there's nothing groundbreaking about it. I mean, you can try. I know, Ben, you've tried your darndest to make Ares win with mission points, but
that's what I'm looking at, trying to work out how to do it.
Yeah, if you're trying to put all your eggs in a basket, it's not ever going to really work out unless something groundbreaking comes in. So we have, I know we didn't touch on it, but we do have War of the Realms coming out at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have mission points from there. I don't think there are mission points in Rise and Fall, right? So
not that I've seen.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any that are in Empire either. So you need something to break the glass ceiling, as it were, or for mission points to actually start working, I think.
Just trying to, what have we got? We got like 6 figures that do mission points. There's Herbie, Susan, Queen of Lances, Uatu. I feel like there was another one, but I can't think who it was. And then there's Ares. I guess I've looked at most of them. Ares.
You know what I think it's missing, to be honest. You know, something like, okay, you know, like Secret Six, how they wanted to make Secret Six work. They kind of like made a team that is Secret Six that is pretty good, right? So if they want mission points to work, they probably need to release a team that will work together to win the game with mission points.
So it's just looking at trying to find that's what, for me, I'm just trying to find that right combination of characters that might do it. So again, I don't know anyone who's won an event due to mission points. I've heard people get high numbers, like I've heard 16s and 18. I read just before someone who got 18 points for a mission point game, but it seems to take a long time. I've tried to do the math on it and tried to work it through and go on. I'm still having to get 10 turns in. I'm going, well, usually game's over by turn 4.
Mainly if your opponent is playing Jason Winegard. It finishes by turn 2.
Yeah, and so
play, second player play, and that's it. That's game.
so I guess I feel at the moment there's not enough actions or turns in the game that you can score enough mission points to win before your team will be dead at a highly competitive level. And I'm certainly going to try some mission points maybe in some more friendly games and see how that goes, but then I'll feel really guilty going, oh cool, I've got 20 mission points, that's game over. Especially when we don't usually play for points. We just play out. So I'm going to see. I'm going to sort of ask around and say, hey, can we have a mission? Can we have a game? We'll play this one straight out. Because I just want to test some things out. I like the idea. I like the idea of an alternate win strategy. And I think because it gives some different flavor to our game. So for me, I'd rate mission points 4 out of 5. Because I like the idea of it. I just don't know if it's gonna. But again, as you said, Chris, waiting for War of the Realm to come out and some more mission point characters. Then we'll have a year's worth of mission point characters where we can maybe mix and match a little bit easier to find the right combination.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think, Raf? Rating mission points out of 5?
Yeah, I like the idea too. I just also think that might need more characters and more different ways to get mission points. So let's say you break a barrier, you win mission points. You hit with precision strike, you win mission points. You know, some stuff like that really gives you that sensation that you're earning more mission points than just like, oh, you probe. It's so, you know, you have to probe in your own turn and get the probe to change results. It's so occasional.
So the R2 one was errated, and
Yep.
that's so you get a mission point if you prob opponent's attack or breakaway roll.
But it's just your turn, I think.
No, it's actually so in the errata it was.
It's
when-
your opponent's.
It's just opponent. So it's just opponent, not even yours. I mean, it's not every prob.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
so bad,
So-
you know. So just make every prob or something. So I mean, just needs more stuff. I like the idea. I would rate as a 4 as well, but needs better way to win in the current 300 points, 50 minutes games.
I agree. Chris, what do you think about mission points? What was your rating?
I gotta say 1. Just
One.
there's nothing there to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair because
Yeah.
it's not viable at the moment. But I'm going to do my darndest to make it viable.
I know you
Okay.
are, Ben. Yeah.
To some of it, so they're going to be looking. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to say Carcassonne Revival was brought in with House of X, and there's a few characters that have Carcassonne Revival, which allows them to bring X-Men back from the dead. And there's people still earn the points for it, and then you get an extra 10 points each time, so those points can build up quickly. And I'm going to say this: we played it in a friendly game where we weren't using points, and that game went for a really long time. It was like a 2-hour game, 2.5-hour game, and we had KO'd characters, but they were brought back to life, and so we still had full teams after 2.5 hours, and we called it quits. We enjoyed the game and enjoyed the opportunity to do the Carcassonne Revival, but we've said if we're going to do it again, we play for points so that we actually have some finite finish. Carcassonne Revival, have you played it? What you're thinking on it? I'll go with Raph this time. Have you played Carcassonne Revival?
I was building a team to play against Terry or Daniel. I think that's potential. I remember one of the tournaments recently. I don't remember which one was it. It wasn't Worlds, or probably like the online Worlds stuff, I think, or something like this. The second place was using Carcassonne Revival. So, like, the guy actually was able to build something around that stuff to prove that that thing works in 300-point modern. He was using the Apocalypse. I don't even know how to say that. It's just a symbol A, you know,
It's
like...
just A,
Yeah, that A with Maggots and Bishop, Dark Phoenix. It was like an X-Men team.
Yes, that was Brad Boyles.
Yeah, yes, that's the guy.
And yeah, I can't remember the event, but yeah, he did really well with that, and I think he did. Yeah,
he was second, and he was even able to kind of like win if he had played like a little bit quicker in the last round. He was about to do something, and it was called like last action or something like this. But I see the potential. I just don't know if there are many options out there to kind of like make much stuff different from what he did. So probably yes, it's interesting, but okay. I tried to play something. I did Blackheart. I did something with Blackheart. A Carcassonne Revival team with Blackheart. To play against Terror. It's Blackheart, isn't it? Blackheart.
From the RAF set? Yeah.
Yes. The black... What is that? Black... Oh, yeah, something like this. Blackheart, I think. So, yep, this one. I tried to play this. So, the team played really well. The thing is that the pogs that you generate when you die... They are so good that you have to give your opponent that pogs that I ended up dying for my own pogs. Like, I mean, not my own pogs, but the pogs generated by the opponent. So I was like, Jesus, like I revive my guy, that's fine, but the pokes are so good that ended up not working really well for me, you know. So
I think in a 300 point modern setting, you have to be very strategical with your concurrent revival when you bring someone back and why you bring them back.
Yeah, and I'm not that guy, so I'm zero strategic stuff. I'm more like straightforward. I like things that like move up and punch. So that's the way I like to play. Is like pretty straightforward. Move to the middle of the map and generate something that punch, you know. And then I screw it the whole game. My game was terrible. Like I couldn't do anything. I just did everything wrong. So I said, yeah, okay, there's potential here, but I don't think that's for me. So,
okay. What about you, Chris? What do you think about concurrent revival?
I think it's actually a different way of doing stuff. I mean, they kind of first brought in the Ultra Chase Captain Marvel to bring your characters back.
Yes.
I think it's an interesting mechanic. I haven't really looked that far into it because just the whole set was there. But it seems kind of interesting looking at it. I would say. So that's about all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I think, if you play it in a friendly, make sure you have a point caps or have something in place so that you just can't continually revive people. That's what happened to me. I killed Hope Summers 3 times in a turn, and she kept coming back, and I just kill her again and bring someone else in, and I think you have to be really selective about when you revive someone using it. I just think you can't go willy-nilly. Okay, you've killed them, I'm going to revive them, because it is points each time as well. So, but if you're selective and do at the right time, it could add to your advantage. And especially giving them a hog or giving them a bystander. You want to make sure that you can get rid of that bystander before the end of your turn, I think. So, I like it. I think there's more to come, especially with more X-Men in our future and how that might work out as well. There's some more opportunities there for it. I did like that it's when they get to KO, you just revive them, so you don't lose equipment and you don't lose anything that you may have gained that game. So, because I was really looking forward to recurring reviving Douglock with all his powers, but he never died. So a rating, what do you think out of 5 for concurrent revival, Chris?
I would say 4.
4, cool. Raph?
I'll give this one a 5 for the meta. Nice. For the meta piece of that has stuff. That potential. Yep.
I'm going for a 4 myself. I think it's there, but it will take probably someone with a bit more brain power than me to make it work really well. Okay, and what else did I have? Last thing I had was, I guess, the new rally dies that are coming up in the new RAF set that we have coming out. What do you think to rally dies? And I guess no one's had a chance to really play with them, or if you've had online RAF, what have you thought of a rally die?
No, I didn't have the chance to play that one yet, but it's another one that I found a little bit confusing. I don't know, I'm still confused about that, because like I think that the 5s is just too much for you to kind of like be able to, I'm gonna get a 5 out of the dice of my opponent. But then, first of all, I need to survive, right? If I'm taking like 5s as an attack against me, I would probably be dead, so I don't know how this is gonna work. I can see some potential, mainly because I think the main reason for that thing to kind of like there's potential to work, it's because it's a lot of X-Men. And I think like the X-Men keyword has potential always. So I think that in the correct team, like you can take advantage of the rally dice. I don't think that it's gonna be like a main stuff. You're not gonna build a bar around that, but that might help in an X-Men team, for example.
Yep. And we're going to see more X-Men teams with Professor X and the changing over of teams. So, yep, okay. Chris, what did you think to the rally die?
Just reading it, it's, I don't know, it's just giving you an automatic hit for I'm reading Sabretooth's one, where when he rolls blades, he can take the rally for number 5 and use that as a result instead of rolling for it. So it's good, I guess. It's not, I don't know. I'd have to see how it plays out, I would say.
I think after looking through the RAF set, that if you're going to have even big thing about rally dies, that Dr. Maureen McTaggart is essential, because she's got just the power given adjacent for any character with the X-Men keyword a rally die, so she can give them to people. Waiting for someone to attack you and roll a 5 and then take their 5 is tough. But at least she can give you someone who can start off with one. And I think there's some cool things, like as you said, Sabretooth was an automatic 5 for his Blaze Claws Fangs. You take that. I think Colossus has one, and he has Impervious. So he's got Impervious.
It's interesting to throw dice rolls back into it, which is different. I'd say it's not bad.
Okay, cool. I think it's opportunistic. If you've got someone on your team and something happens and you get a 5, excellent, take it. But I don't think it's anything to build around just yet.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to wait and see. I heard lots of people saying, "Why is it 5? Why is it 5? Why it's 5?" So obvious that the 5 makes an X on the dice, and that's why, or was that just me?
No, that's it. That's it. No, that's it. That's it. The X.
That's what I've chosen 5. Is because it looks like an X. Well, that's what
okay.
That was my thought, because the 5 on the dice looks like an X, and that's why they've gone with 5.
Well, so far we only have red, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen blue, so blue could be something else, or green.
But it could be like if they had if Fantastic Four had a rally die, theirs might be rally 4 because they're Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Okay.
And that might not be the case, but I just think they chose 5 because people say, well, why didn't they choose 6? Or I think they chose 5 because it looks like an X. That was my thinking.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe I was out in the limb with that one, because when people were saying it, going, well, it looks like an X.
No, I am with you.
They chose there's the Fantastic Four pieces. What is it? There's She-Hulk and Ms. Thing. They can re-roll a 4. I think they're in the Future Foundations, and so here you go. She-Hulk. Where is she? So She-Hulk has a power. Once she's got the Fantastic Four for 4 minutes, once per turn, you may re-roll an attack roll that has a 4. And going, well, that makes sense. She's Fantastic Four for 4 minutes, so that's why I just thought X-Men 5 looks like an X.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. So rally die, I think, is still probably something that will come into it. We'll have to wait and see how the other sides of it go with the salvage and the salvage. I remember. But there's still, I guess, there's other things at this stage. For myself, I'd rate rally die 2. Happy it's there. Probably not going to rely on it to happen for me. A 2 out of 5. What about you, Raf? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with between 2 and 3 as well. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. Yeah, just like something to help, not a real mechanic that will be built around.
Beautiful. And Chris, what do you think?
I would say 3. But just looking, we have what, Empire after Rise and Fall, and then we have what's after that for sets coming out.
Did you say it was Empire and then it was the War of the Realm?
Is that?
Because
sorry, I'm just trying to find it here.
Right. So I think there's not, because I was looking going, well, one, we know that the RAF set's delayed. It's delayed everywhere at the moment, and so that's going to come. And then Empire, I'm thinking there's just these 3 sets for the rest of the year. I haven't heard of anything else.
Yeah, so there's no, in the solicit for War of Realms, there's no listing of Rally Dice. Not that I saw.
Right.
War of Realms will have Rally Dice. I just read that. So that it will be coming out. So yeah, I would give it a 3 to see what things come out.
See what they add to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's a little bit of all of it. There's sidekicks and captains, there may be some combination down the track. Current Revival being really selective about how you use it. So I think they could all be valuable in some way. It's just a matter of finding the right way. And as Raph said, he's just a point, get over there and start smashing. And I think sometimes I'm a bit mainly like that too. I just want to go over and start beating up the person and see how we go from there. No, cool. So, we could probably keep going, but we've talked long enough for tonight. If you guys are happy.
Yep, I'm happy. I think that's an hour and 20 minutes almost.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Yep. So, hour and a half.
It's been great to talk again, and thank you for listening and sharing your thoughts and things about HeroClix, boys. Any last words? Do you have a quote for us this week, Chris?
I actually do. It comes from Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I really like that. I was listening to an audiobook by Ant Middleton, and he brought it up, and it is actually true because you do have a plan, and then some character gets KO'd, and you're like, "Oh, my plan's gone to shit." So I got to figure out what I'm doing now.
If you have Cocoa Revival, it just revive him.
Yeah, there you go. But then you're giving the opposite player 110 points or 50 points and a pog, so you never know. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah.
That's a fair quote from the man. Because, yes, everyone does have their plan. And we all go into a game with our plan, and all of a sudden you lose your best figure. It's like, no, what's my plan now?
Yeah, it's like you play Raph, you take out Dark Phoenix, and then he has to figure out what he's going to do. Because you just punched him in the mouth.
Yeah, that's me. So that's why you have to have 2.
That's why you have to have 2.
That's what. 2 is always better than 1.
Yeah.
And so excellent. Thanks for that. And so, let's finish off. So as we bring another episode to a close and turn off the Barbie, we'd like to thank you for tuning in, and remember that even a poor plan is better than no plan at all. So thanks for listening. Enjoy your week ahead, and bye for now. Thanks.
Yeah, have a good night. Bye.
See ya. Keep your stick on the ice.